You're not buying a BMW M4 competition. You're stepping into a different financial league. Picture this. You walk into the showroom. The car is sitting there in Brooklyn gray. Low, wide, aggressive. The carbon roof, the quad exhaust, the stance that doesn't ask for attention but commands it. You don't look at it like a fan. You look at it like a decision. The on-road price in India is close to 1.5 crore. That's the real number. Not the Instagram number, not the brochure fantasy. The actual amount that leaves your ecosystem. Now imagine you decide to finance it. You'll need around 30 lakh just to start the conversation. That's the down payment. That's the entry ticket. The remaining amount becomes a 5-year commitment. Every single month you're transferring nearly 2.7 lakh to the bank. Month after month. Whether business is good or bad, whether you feel motivated or not, by the end of 1 year you've paid more than 30 lakh just in EMI. And that's before you fuel it. This car runs a 3.0-liter twin-turbo inline-6 engine. It doesn't sip fuel. It consumes performance. Premium petrol only. If you drive it like it's meant to be driven, you're easily spending 6 to 8 lakh per year on fuel alone. Insurance is not cheap at this level. Expect around 5 lakh yearly. Maintenance isn't optional. Performance cars demand care. Another 3 to 4 lakh annually. Tires. When you replace them, you'll understand what performance really costs. Add everything calmly, and you're looking at roughly 50 lakh per year to run this machine properly. Not buy it. Run it. Now here's the shift. If your total yearly income is 50 or 60 lakh, this car will own you. Your entire energy will go into sustaining it. That's not power. That's pressure. The real comfort zone begins when your income crosses 3 crore per year. At that level, the EMI doesn't scare you. The fuel bill doesn't stress you. The service cost doesn't change your mood, because the car becomes a reward, not a risk. The M4 does 0 to 100 in about 3.5 seconds. But the real race is not on the road. It's in your income graph. This car is not about speed. It's about capacity. It's a scoreboard, a reflection of leverage, a symbol that your financial engine is stronger than the machine you're driving. So the question isn't whether you like the BMW M4. The question is whether your income can carry it without shaking. Now let's shift the camera. Forget the showroom. Forget the exhaust sound. Forget the badge. Focus on you, because the real build is not the car. It's the income behind it. Most people see a BMW M4 and think luck. Some think rich family. Some think shortcut. But at this level, money usually comes from leverage. If you are earning 5 lakh per month, the M4 is fantasy. If you are earning 10 lakh per month, it is still heavy pressure. When you cross 25 to 30 lakh per month consistently, the conversation changes. So how does someone move from average income to that level? First, skill stacking. Not random hustle, not motivational noise. Real, monetizable skill. Something the market pays high for. Sales. High-level marketing. Coding. Financial services. Performance editing. Brand building. Something scalable. Second, leverage. Salary has a ceiling. Even a high salary gets crushed by tax. Business, equity, or scalable digital systems remove that ceiling. When your income is tied to systems instead of hours, growth becomes exponential instead of linear. Third, ownership. Employees earn. Owners scale. Even if you start small, ownership changes the math. One product. One service. One digital asset. One system that can grow without you being present every second. Fourth, reinvestment. People at M4 level don't spend their first big year on lifestyle. They double down. They build assets that generate monthly cash flow. When your investments start producing 3 to 5 lakh per month, pressure reduces. That is when performance cars start making sense. Because the EMI is no longer paid by your effort alone. It is supported by assets. And here is the uncomfortable truth. The M4 is not expensive. Impatience is expensive. Most people try to look rich before they become rich. They upgrade the car before upgrading their income system. Real players upgrade income first. The BMW M4 is just a symbol, a reflection that your financial engine is strong, stable, and aggressive. It is not about flexing outside. It is about winning inside. If your current income is small, that is fine. The only question is trajectory. Are you growing monthly? Are you increasing skills? Are you building leverage? Because the car accelerates in 3.5 seconds. But your income curve must accelerate every year. One day, when 30 lakh per month feels normal, when 50 lakh per year in car costs feels manageable, you will not feel excited. You will feel ready. And that is the difference between dreaming about an M4 and deserving one. The BMW M4 is not expensive at the top. It's expensive in the middle. When your income is unstable, this car feels heavy. Every EMI reminds you. Every fuel refill feels noticeable. Every service bill interrupts your peace. Even if you can afford it on paper, mentally it occupies space. And anything that occupies your mind controls you. But when your income is structured, when money comes from multiple sources, when investments generate cash flow quietly in the background, something changes. The same car that once felt risky now feels aligned. The cost doesn't create stress. It becomes routine, managed, predictable. That's the difference between stretching and expanding. Stretching is when you buy it, hoping your income will catch up. Expanding is when your income grows so much that the car simply fits. At 30 lakh per month consistently, the conversation changes. 50 lakh per year in running cost becomes manageable, not terrifying. The M4 stops feeling like pressure and starts feeling like proportion. Because the real performance was never under the hood. It was in your income graph. The car accelerates in 3.5 seconds. But your financial growth must accelerate every year. When your ecosystem can absorb the car without shaking your stability, that's when you're not chasing it anymore. You're matching it. The BMW M4 was never the dream. It was the test. A test of patience. A test of discipline. A test of whether you could delay pleasure long enough to build power. Most people want the sound before the system. They want the badge before the balance sheet. They want the lifestyle before the leverage. And that is why they stay stuck. Because performance without foundation always collapses. When you finally reach the level where your income is structured, where your investments generate cash flow quietly in the background, where one slow month does not shake your confidence, something shifts inside you. The car no longer feels like a reward you are scared to scratch. It feels like a machine that belongs in your ecosystem. You don't post it for validation. You don't drive it to prove a point. You don't calculate every kilometer in your head. You simply operate at a level where this kind of machine is normal. That is the real flex. The real flex is driving a 1.5 crore car and feeling nothing but calm, because excitement is for upgrades. Calm is for alignment. The M4 still launches to 100 in 3.5 seconds. It still pulls hard. It still turns heads, but now it reflects something deeper. It reflects that your income graph accelerated first, that your discipline was stronger than your desire, that you built assets before aesthetics. And here's the truth: nobody on Instagram will say clearly, if tomorrow the car disappeared, your lifestyle would not collapse. Your systems would still run. Your income would still grow. Your foundation would still stand. That is wealth, not the machine in your garage, but the engine you built inside your life. So the question was never, can I buy a BMW M4? The real question was, can I build the version of myself who doesn't get shaken by owning one? When the answer becomes yes, the badge means nothing. And that's exactly why you deserve it.